Alright man, I've probably rewritten this video like a million times at this point, but I think I firmly believe that I finally figured out why I cannot put Destiny Rising down and why I don't see myself picking up Destiny 2 for the foreseeable future. Now, as somebody who's played Destiny for 10 years straight like a freaking slave and also happens to be a creator, I'm just obligated to make this kind of video at some point in my channel. As a matter of fact, I already have a couple of times on this channel, and guess what? They suck, but I don't know what it is. It's like a rite of passage to make a video like this, and even when I try, it's so difficult to articulate because Destiny is just such a unique game that the only way that you can critique it is by comparing its past successes to its current failures. Like, the game just literally insists upon itself.
Explain yourself. What didn't you like about it?
It insists upon itself, Lois.
What?
It insists upon itself.
What does that even mean?
Because it has a valid point to make. It's insistent.
Be honest. Be honest. How many times can we say that we've enjoyed Destiny at a better period of time during such and such expansion, during such and such season? You can kind of copy and paste it for all these different points in Destiny's history, and Bungie themselves have continuously stated that they are seasons ahead of whenever they can actually start implementing this feedback. They're literally starting every single content drop on the back foot because of the way this crazy schedule they've made for themselves is being played out. Now, by no means am I defending Bungie at all, and it's honestly kind of a funny situation for them to be in because it's kind of like that victim of your own success kind of situation. Like, no matter how you look at it, Bungie created a game that was so dominant that they remained virtually unchallenged for an entire decade. But it was also a curse because they received a seemingly endless supply of grace for their shortcomings and a highly undeserved amount of patience from their community, because at the end of the day, we've been so hungry for that beautiful space magic that we love, and who else was going to give it to us? The Division? Absolutely not. Outriders, that was fun for like 2 seconds. You guys remember that? I bet you did. And people don't even want to talk about Anthem. And I say all this because that at least used to be the case. That used to be how the Destiny story went. But now that we have Destiny Rising, this is probably as close to an apples to apples comparison that we're ever going to get, which means that all of this feedback, all of this emotion needs to be articulated so that maybe Bungie can get some sort of positive feedback to understand where their community is at, or possibly what they would even want. And we can already see how those conversations are changing around Destiny 2 because of Destiny Rising. Now, I've been playing Destiny Rising since it released, and I'm not going to go through every single feature in detail that it does better than or different from D2, because one, there's a million videos already doing that, and I implore you to go check them out. Heck, you probably already seen them. Two, brother, believe me when I say that there is a metric fuck ton of things to do in this game. Please believe me, it's going to take us all day to get through it. And three, I really don't even think it's that deep to begin with. I believe that it's a simple fact that encapsulates the entirety of the game. Destiny Rising feels so good because it has absolutely nailed its core gameplay loop. And it's done this by eliminating the very existence of a core gameplay loop in the first place. Now, I know that was a lot. Let me explain. Now, for the first time in 10 years of me buying expansion of expansion, investing a little bit in Eververse here and there, that was me for 10 years straight without question. Maybe sometimes with a little bit of question, but mostly without question. And I decided not to order the next expansion. In this case, it was Edge of Fate. Like a lot of you out there, I finished with the final shape. The main reason is because the Destiny experience itself is extremely predictable at this point. I believe it was either an Abite video or an Ask Across video or maybe a Scaro video where somebody mentioned that the game feels solved already. And that's exactly it. I don't think Bungie can pull themselves out of that expectation. A new expansion drops, you get lost in the campaign, which you can usually do in like a day to a week, depending on how much or how big of an expansion it is and how much you want to grind, right? And then after that, you're right back to the grind. You're right back to running playlists, running your GMs, running your raids, dungeons, whatever limited time FOMO activity is available for the season, and whatever is going to get your light level up the highest so you can start doing endgame stuff, right? And the only carrot at the end of the stick is that you get to stand at the peak of the mountain with all of your god rolls and all of your light levels maxed out with none of your friends because they decided to go touch grass and you decided to grind the same mission over and over and over again for 10 hours straight like an absolute maniac. Now let's take a look at Destiny Rising. Like I said earlier, there's just a lot to do in Destiny Rising, and as overwhelming as it may look, at least every activity actually keeps you building towards something. And even better, you know exactly what you're getting out of every single one. It tells you exactly what you're getting into the moment you load up the activity. Outside of the main campaign and the destinations, there are several run and gun activities that are more than strikes, that are more than raids, and that would count as their quote unquote core playlists. You have your tried and true regular strikes, and then you have 6-man encounters where you're practicing raid mechanics, and then you have solo operations where you're going in and you're playing a roguelike mode and you're just trying to clear everything as fast as you possibly can. And not to mention, it's already a gacha game, so every character has their own role and their own play styles where they'll be more useful in one activity than they will in another one. And all of these things work together to keep the game from feeling stale. There were many times in OG Destiny where I felt like the game was getting stale, and the first thing I would do was either go into the Crucible or learn a new subclass. And a lot of people don't even do that. So that's already the problem. Those are really your only escapes. But say you don't feel like playing a looter shooter right now. No problem. Here's a card game that gives you a bunch of different resource drops that you're going to need. Oh, by the way, if you don't like that, you can also fish at multiple locations and get the same kind of drops. Actually, my apologies. You look like the racing type. So here's a Sparrow Racing League that you can go and join. Or maybe you just don't want to do any of that at all, or you're shorter on time and you can't really commit to a full session, but you still don't want to miss a day of grinding either. So you know what you can do? You can launch an expedition called Iron Bar, and that lets you send a team of your strongest heroes to passively farm materials for you. Oh, but you wanted to play more story, you say? Well, every character has their own backstory side quests that you can do, and there's side quests throughout the game that you can do as well that have their own animated interactions, because every cutscene takes place in game. And as much as I like to keep the gag going, you pretty much get my drift at this point, and everything that I said is quite literally scratching the surface. Oh, and the best part is that NetEase designed this to all have daily limits or a limitation of some kind. So you're encouraged, if not forced, if you really want to get the maximum out of it, to do a variety of tasks on a daily basis. I can tell you right now, I haven't had 2 play sessions that felt exactly the same. The only unfortunate detail about all of this that can't be ignored is that this game is strictly for mobile devices, at least for now. And don't get me wrong, playing this game on mobile is not the greatest experience. It actually kind of sucks, but that doesn't stop me from picking up my phone and playing a couple of Shadow Shaper duels or running some Sparrow races when I have some off moments throughout my day. And then when I actually want to lock into the game, I just jump on the Moo emulator on my PC, and then at that point, the game might as well just be labeled as a poorly optimized PC title. And honestly, that label is extremely passable when you consider how much value you're getting from a true free-to-play game. Now, here's the point in the video where I have to address the elephant in the room. As per the nature of gacha games, the gambling aspect of pulling heroes is the main serotonin-inducing feature that the devs want to get you hooked on. You can absolutely write off the game. In fact, I encourage you to do so for that very fact alone. If you struggle with addictive tendencies, this game is not the one for you. But what we're not going to do is pretend that Destiny 2 is the moral alternative to this game. The looter shooter genre is literally designed to be an endless slot machine pull. How many times have you ran that raid strike mission to get the very god roll weapon that you wanted? I know that I've personally missed out on a lot of life because I chose to stay home for a raid or to run trials so I could finally get the god roll that I was chasing for. And it would be 100% hypocritical of me to criticize DestinyRising just because they chose not to hide their hand from you. The way I've chosen to approach it is simply this. There's a certain level of discipline that I carry when I'm playing DestinyRising, but if I choose to throw 10 to 20 bucks at it every month or two for a 100% free game, I'm keeping myself in pace with an average Destiny 2 expansion price, which is usually like $100, not to mention all of the Eververse purchases that you'll probably make throughout the year of that expansion. Plus, I actually get to keep the content that I've paid for. And if you're a whale with a pile of money and zero self-control, thank you very much for paying my way so I can enjoy this game for free 99. And while you're at it, go ahead and click that little super thanks button at the bottom right corner of this video and lose a little bit more control of yourself for your boy. Thank you very much. DestinyRising feels like it takes a choose your own adventure approach to its endgame, and it's honestly very refreshing. I truly feel like I can escape a million different ways into this game and still get value from every one of my play sessions, which is the ultimate goal of any game and should be the true focus of Destiny 2 right now. Now, as I've said in the beginning of the video, I don't think that I can see myself playing Destiny 2 anytime soon, even after Renegades. And that's because Bungie has treated Destiny 2 like they've had one foot out of the door for years. Matter of fact, we know this to be true thanks to the pile of canceled projects they have outside in their dumpster and their upcoming project Marathon that they've been focused on, which was all funded by Destiny money, by the way. My money, your money, our money. And unless I know for sure that Bungie can finally get a grip on the game's core experience and embrace the escapism and immersion that exists within true MMO features, I'll just be minding my business, enjoying this reignited passion that I have with DestinyRising. And honestly, Bungie should be thankful that DestinyRising is even making me and many people feel this way, because it keeps us in love with the IP. And as long as there's love for the IP, then Destiny will never truly die. And now this is the Destiny creator sellout portion of the video, where I tell you that I've made this video out of love and true passion for the game, and just really trying to get somebody at Bungie, or at least some kind of perspective out there that may help us steer Destiny in the right direction, because I truly don't want this game to fail. I don't want Bungie to fail. Nobody in their right mind who's given 10 years of their life to something out of sheer love for it wants to see it crash and burn at the very end. I just hope that Bungie has enough of that borrowed time stored up to where they can make a meaningful change that will reignite my passion for Destiny, just like DestinyRising has recently. And honestly, no matter how long that takes, I still think that that may be something worth waiting for. But that's it for me, y'all. If you made it this far into the video, thank you for listening to another tired Destiny player's rant about this perpetual down spiral that is the state of this game. If you do have your own thoughts and opinions about DestinyRising, you've been playing it for a while, you agree, disagree, let me know in the comments down below. Do you think that Destiny has something to be concerned about? Do you think that DestinyRising is going to get a PC and console release eventually? I want to hear it all from you. And if you want more DestinyRising content, you should consider hitting that subscribe button and liking this video, because I've started running a series of short form tutorials that go over anything from how to do certain things in the game to full-on character guides that gets dropped on this channel and my TikTok on a weekly basis. So check all that out. Links to everything in the description below. I appreciate all the time that you've spent with me today, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace.